Hi everyone, I'm the Cup Classic and white winemaker for Shimoon Shikhi wines. So this is our pressing cellar. So once the grapes are sorted in the vineyard and transported towards our pressing facility, this is where we do all of our Cup Classics, our white wines and our red wines. So the Cup Classics would be transported into the cellar. We do a whole bunch pressing to get a really soft extraction of just the purest juice. For the white wines we would do crushing, removing of the stems immediately, and then sometimes we would do some skin contact, for example on Chenin Blanc and Sauvignon Blanc, to get some flavors from the skins. After that the white wines are pressed really subtly as well, and then the red grapes on the other hand obviously are fermented on the skins to get that real concentrated flavors and intensity and color from the skins. So after the grapes have been processed, we settle the juice for the Cup Classics in the white wine anything from 1 to 2 days, so the juice is really clear. From there the juices are pumped to these tanks where fermentation takes place. So we do quite a cool fermentation which takes place over around about 2 weeks time period. So it's a slow fermentation, lots of fruit and flavor into the wines.
Hello, my name is Michael Milan, third generation winemaker of the Milan family on Shimoon Shikhi. I'm in charge of making the red wines for Shimoon Shikhi. So just more on our barrel maturation regime. So we use 225 and 500 liter French oak barrels in, and the wines all our premium wines go through malolactic in barrel also, and can spend from 8 months to 20 months in barrel depending on which wine it is. So for the red wines, we put the wine into barrel to extract some of the oak flavors, and also just to soften and round up the tannins. So each wine is treated differently in the barrel. For the Shimoon Shikhi range, it can spend between 8 and 14 months in barrel, but then more for the Tiara and the Milan family range, it will be upwards to about 18 months in barrel, and with also with a higher proportion of new oak barrels, where more accessible cultivar range like the Mr. Boreal and Labyrinth will have a lower percentage of new oak and more use of older oak barrels, just to accentuate the fruit in the wine. At Shimoon Shikhi we have 3 different barrel cellars. So right here we are in the Kaapse barrel cellar, where we put a portion of the Chardonnay base wine into barrel, but it's older barrels, so you don't get any wood or oak flavors, so it's just as a vessel to add complexity to the base wine.
So this is our Cup Classic cellar. So this is after we've done the bottling of our Cup Classics and they've done the fermentation in the bottle, aging on the lees for anything from 20 up to 60 months. We do the riddling, which is the removing of the lees. So that's why we have these racks here. So we move the Cup Classic so we can get them nice and clean. So the lees is at the bottom there. So after the bottle fermentation and the maturation of the Cup Classics on the lees, we do the riddling, and then from there the disgorgement, which is the bottling process of the Cup Classic. So firstly, the yeast lees is frozen in a glycol bath at about minus 18 degrees Celsius. You'll see the yeast lees at the top there to the crown cap. And from there we do the disgorgement, which is the removal of the yeast lees and the ice in this process. And then from there the dosage is added. So this is our Satin Nectar Rosé, so it's a slightly sweeter Cup Classic, and it has a little bit more dosage to get that real nice balance between the sweetness and the fresh acidity of the Cup Classic. From there the wine is filled to the correct level, and then the cork and the wire is added to the coupler 6, and from there at the end you just have the shaking of the bottle which mixes the starch into the coupler 6.